Andrew from Cascade Tutoring. In today's video, we're going to talk about system of two linear equations in two variables. Okay, so this is going to be a really short video because we're going to use Desmos for this. So just to make sure that we understand all of the vocabulary behind this, if they ask you for, if we had, let's say, two lines like this, and we wanted to know what the solution was. The solution, use a blue here, the solution is the point at which they cross. Okay, so this has one solution. They will also ask you questions where you're going to they want you to find a find an equation for a line that has infinite solutions. Infinite solutions means if we had a linear equation here, and then we had another linear equation that was exactly the same line, this would be infinite solutions because it lays on top of each other. It doesn't cross once, it crosses infinite many times. The next one that you're going to get is no solutions. If they ask you to find an equation of line that has no solutions, what you're going to do, again, if we had a linear line here, no solutions means that it is parallel. We've talked about this in previous videos. If you have a parallel line, it means that you have the same exact slope. Okay, so if it has the same slope, that means that there is no solution to this system of equations. Okay, so let's get down to some of the questions here. So in a very simple way, if we were given this, something like this, and you were asked to find the solution of the system of equations, what we're going to do is, actually, this one doesn't even ask for the solution of the system of equations. What this is asking us for is to make an equation. So this is a level 1 question. Okay, so let's just read through this real quick. And so I'm going to go through and just underline the important information here. So the price of each shirt purchase was the same as the price of each pair of pants purchased was the same. Ryo purchased 4 shirts and 2 pairs of pants for $86. So 4 shirts, let's call shirts X, and 2 pairs for $86. So far we have this important information here. That eliminates this one and this one. So we're left with these two, so A or C. So without even going any further, I know that this has to be A because that matches my equation here. Let's write the second one just for fun. Sophia purchased 3 shirts and 5 pairs of pants for $166. So 3 shirts and 5 pairs of pants for $166, right? So this one corresponds with the specific situation. If they asked you to find the solution for this, we'd simply take this and put it into Desmos and see where they crossed, okay? So let's go down and let's look at one that's a difficulty level 2. So we're given 2 equations, so equation 1 and equation 2, and we're asked, the system of equations has solution xy. What is the value of x? So very simply, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Desmos. If you see system of equations, you're always thinking Desmos. So let's type this in. So we have 1/2 y equals 4. And then we have x minus 1/2 y equals 2. Okay, so again, we could do this by hand, but that took me 15 seconds to type in. We got our solution. So our answer is 6, 8, but they ask you for the value of x. So the value of x in this case is 6. Okay, so let's get to one that's a little bit harder. So let's go down to this one. So it says, in the given system of equations, P is a constant. If the system of equations has no solution, what is the value of P? Okay, so what we're going to do here, again, we could, oh my gosh, do all of the math here. The math wouldn't be all that hard, but I would argue that we could use Desmos for this. So let's go to our Desmos app. I'm going to show you how to add sliders. Okay, so let's type this in real quick. So 3/2 y minus 1/4 x is equal to 2/3 minus 3/2 y. Cool, so that's our first equation. Our second equation is 1/2 x plus 3/2 y, or plus 3/2 equals p. So we're just going to put a value of p here. Py plus 9/2. Okay, so it's going to ask you if you want to add a slider. We don't know what p is, so we do want to add a slider. Okay, so going back to the problem real quick, what we're looking for is a system that has no solutions. So again, just to remind us, that means that neither one of these lines will ever cross. Okay, so what I'm doing now is that now I'm taking my slider and I'm moving it so that it has a value that makes both of these lines never cross. Now, it looks like 6 is that. Now, what I want to do is I always want to kind of scroll out and make sure that this is true, because if this was 6.1, this is going to touch somewhere along here, but we can see that both of these lines are parallel, so therefore P is equal to 6. Done. That's how we use Desmos for systems of